Hey everybody, happy Friday, 422. Hopefully you aren't watching the market because it's a fucking mess. It's been a bloodbath. This is now officially the worst start ever in the history of the stock market. And right now, unfortunately, cryptocurrencies are following the market way too tightly. In order for us to all feel good, we need more decoupling from the market. And what that means is that we need people to take their money and not tie it into tech stocks and look at tech stocks as the same thing as crypto. It started to decouple, but until that happens, there's really no hope. It's gone from a 4 to 2 because the stock market's getting ready to crash in a pretty big way. Could be a 50, could be a 90% crash with commodities and uranium and lithium and a couple other things doing okay that you make batteries with and food. Everything else is going to get crushed. Oil will probably also continue to rise. It's going to be a disaster. Gold will do well, and typically Bitcoin is viewed as a gold alternative. So as the market does crush and shatter, as the Fed continues to raise, its Fed funding rate, we think there that people will start moving their money into crypto and not tie it into the stock market so clearly. If that does happen, crypto explodes. If it doesn't happen, crypto goes down like a rock, lead rock, a heavy lead rock in a ocean. So it has started to happen, but today was a perfect sign that it isn't. Stock market got absolutely smashed right out of the gate, and Bitcoin went from yesterday being just above 43 to now about 49, or sorry, 39.6. Overall, could be a lot worse. It's kind of holding tight. I think that's a sign of that most people have moved their Bitcoin off the exchanges. There's not a ton of inventory that's sellable. Most people are understanding they're going to hold, but where do you go if the market crashes? Where do you move that money? That's the question. I mean, it either has to go somewhere. You can't really take it and go buy property. I mean, I guess you can, but it's all pretty overbought and sold. Mortgage rates are skyrocketing. So usually when mortgage rates skyrocket, the value of properties also crash. So the demand's going to go down on property. So real estate might go up with inflation, but inflation might be offset by the what would typically be the crash, and you might see a lot of areas start to get hammered on real estate, and especially as the dollar loses its force. There are other factors that are monetary, where typically when the dollar um, is where it is right now, you start to see Bitcoin start to rise. So there was a period where the dollar was super, super strong. And as the dollar weakens, you see Bitcoin rise historically. So the dollar's starting to weaken. The thought there is that if the historical patterns hold true, we should see a big, big burst in the crypto side. And that would be good for anybody who's holding, not good for people that aren't. I'm very bullish overall, but I do want to see more of a decoupling from the stock market, and I want to see less days like today. Although anybody who's been in this world, and I've been in it since 2012 to some degree, 2015 pretty heavily. At this point, it's all old hat. The yen is crashing. Japan's financial system is ruined. The world economy is in a disastrous state. So you have to protect your money somehow. And if you do need to travel, gold's pretty heavy. So a lot, and historically, it's always been confiscated. So gold kind of becomes a not so safe refuge in volatile times such as these. So I think it's going to be a standard weekend. You'll probably see Bitcoin kind of bounce back and forth between 38.5 and 41. We really needed to sort of break above the 42 barrier before it goes really bullish. Everybody's watching these trend lines, but there's so much stuff that happens that moves things up and down, where the trend line can change dramatically from day to day. Today, being the stock market bloodbath, as the world sort of wakes up and says, "Holy shit, we're in trouble." It's happening all over the world. It's not just the United States. China's in big trouble. Japan, really, that puts us all in a risky situation, because countries that are desperate and in trouble tend to do stupid things, like Ukraine. Ukraine banned cash pay or fiat payments for cryptocurrencies today. Ukraine continues to lead the world in stupidity. and lead us right into a path of World War III. I know a lot of you out there are probably like, but I like Ukraine. No, you don't. You just don't know it yet. You're just watching too much news. You don't like Ukraine at all. They're terrible. And I'd like to say that for the record. They're leading everybody into a horrible path. You can say, yeah, Putin's doing it, but yeah, Ukraine's heavily involved in that too as well. So we've got some exciting stuff coming up next week. A lot of metaverse stocks or stocks, a lot of metaverse coins are doing really well. Not today, but in general, we've seen kind of a jump in that. I find that interesting, not because the space isn't amazing, but right now, all of those things are fairly garbage. I mean, even Sandbox, which is kind of cool, it's just not really cool. For the metaverse to really take off, it's got to be so badass that you'd rather be in the metaverse than in the real universe. And quite frankly, looking outside, watching these trees blow, looking at the sun and stuff, this is more interesting to me than the metaverse. I'd rather talk to real people. But if it gets super, super cool and I can go feel like I'm actually in the ocean in Bali in a drop of a hat, or if I'm going and watching, Andrew Schultz or Joe Rogan do stand up in the metaverse on the drop of a hat, that becomes really cool. It's just not there yet. It's just not there yet. There are some cool places like that, but they aren't metaverse places. They're not distributed. They're virtual worlds where people meet up, go to bars, go to casinos, go to comedy shows, go to concerts. That's just not in the metaverse yet to the degree where you would want to hang out there that much. Other than that, that's real quick. We'll keep it quick today. It's Friday. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, everybody. We will resume on Monday. Let's hope that when we resume on Monday, that we're back above 40. But expect your standard, volatility. I think we got most of the blood out of the market today and yesterday, with the Fed being hawkish, and today with the market showing and reflecting that hawkishness. I think it's priced in at this point, and it should be going up, but Friday, Saturday is not the day to go diving in. Typically, those are down days. And hopefully Sunday we see a little bit of recovery as we move into Monday when the Asia markets open. So everybody have a great day. Stay happy, be happy, and we'll catch up soon. Bye-bye.